Hey. Alright, we got ourselves our drink. Almost finished, but we're going to be using a little sample on this Sunday. Sample Sunday. And this is the ghetto packaging, courtesy of my good buddy Wes at Blade and Bearded on Instagram. And he sent this sample of Teacher's Pet. And that's from Summer Break Soaps. And you can see the little, the little kind of crack sales type packaging. That's what he sent it in. Big thanks, buddy. I got it loaded up into my Lancaster bowl right there. And we are going to be using the Boar brush, the one and only Boar brush, right here in my Sawdust Creation Studios handle. And we're going to be using the Rex Envoy with a Treet Platinum blade. You can kind of check the reveal right there. It always lines up perfect. And just a stunning little, stout, hefty little razor. Alright, let's go ahead and wring out the Sawdust Creation Studios Boar. There it is right there. Sawdust Creation Studios. And this one is actually called, he called it Plum Crazy. And I really like the shape of this handle. The little design. Definitely like it. The resin is a pretty cool little pour. And we got the Paragon Boar on top. And we're going to be finishing off with Asian Plum from A&E. Classic. Alright. Let's get a little swig. Alright. And we'll get to lathering. So I hope everybody got a chance to see my outdoor shave, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Definitely dealing with the elements was a little added difficulty, but it was fun. I think if it wasn't so damn windy, it would have been pretty much perfect. But it's alright, we got through it. And the audio quality was actually pretty decent, so happy about that. I had no idea with all the wind and everything how that was gonna turn out, and then, being kind of like double the distance I normally am from my camera. I didn't know how that was gonna be either. But everything turned out pretty damn good, so I'm happy with that. Alright, we're gonna add a little bit more soap, and I see a hair. We'll just get that right out of there. The Paragon Boar does shed, but I guess that's alright. It was pretty inexpensive, and he actually sent me a whole nother one for free. So I don't know what the deal with that was, but I ain't complaining. I very much appreciate that from Paragon. I ordered one, he sent me two, and they're pretty damn enjoyable knots, really. It's the only badger knot I had, but I found it broke in fast, and it's pretty damn soft, really. Actually, as it broke in, it kind of became less and less backbone and more kind of floppy. But I think it still maintains enough backbone to whip up a lather and kind of get a pretty mild scrub. But surprisingly, yeah, it became a little bit more floppy. That's alright, as long as I could get a lather out of it, I'll make use. So, Summer Break Soap's Teacher's Pet is an apple scent, and it's kind of a sweet apple that has that kind of tart characteristics of an apple. So I would say it's actually pretty realistic. I know they put some orange in there and some musk. Among other things, but really it's a pretty realistic apple scent. And this would be good for just casual enjoyment, I'm sure. It smells real nice. It's not like candied apple or anything like that. It's just kind of a realistic apple scent, and it's pretty damn enjoyable if you like apples, really. It's a nice fruity scent. It's not overdone. It's not too sweet. Summer Break Soaps just whips up very good looking lather, really. Alright. I think we got that all ready to go. We got the Rex Envoy with the Treet Platinum Blade. Oh yeah. This Envoy is so damn smooth. It was a great addition to the den. No regrets. And this is one of the more affordable premium razors, I think. And look at that fucking lather. Lather looks nice. So I went and picked up a rototiller today because after 3 or 4 coats of weed killer, I think we finally got these damn weeds under control. We barely bought this house in October of 2019, so we haven't really been in it long. This is our first spring in the new house, and the weeds just came with a vengeance. And we did the whole fixer-upper thing. We basically flipped the entire interior over the course of the fall and winter. And we really just did a little bit of refining on the interior during the spring, but now that it's getting into summer, we're finally kind of turning our sights on the exterior and just working those damn weeds, man. I was just shocked of how they came in. Being a homeowner fucking sucks. They came in strong. Like they wanted to have their presence known. And we tried a few different types of weed killers until I think we finally got them. And now we're gonna rototiller and just plant some grass, and hopefully everything takes. And I know it's a little bit late in the year to get started, but hopefully it takes. We got a couple good months, and I know we're going to be watering and watering and watering, but hopefully it takes. Alright, let's get some more lather on. And once that's all set, I think we'll have a pretty respectable little house in our community here once we get that all taken care of. It definitely is funny. I always call my house that it was a haunted house when we bought it. That's what I always call it. Because when we walked in to go check it out, I was like, nope. Instantly, no. But my wife and my dad and my dad's wife were all gung-ho about, we can fix it, you know, it's super cheap, we can renovate it. And, you know, I was like, you guys watch too much TV. I'm not a fucking contractor. But, we did it. We bought it and got it for the cheap. And thus the nightmare began. Just one project after the next. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. One project after the next. But there's nothing like telling people everything you see in here I did. Took it from the walls and built everything, installed everything. And that right there, it's a good feeling. So now all I gotta do is do that with the exterior of my house, and I think we will be, I think we'll have a pretty respectable little house on the block here. Alright, pass 2 against the grain. I'm just really liking this lather, that Summer Break soaps. It's conjuring up. It looks real nice. Has a nice, like, noticeable shine to it. And it's fairly dense and plenty slick. And that's just a recipe for success right there. The Envoy feels great. I think the Treet blade, I don't know how many uses I had on it. To be honest, I kind of used it a couple times, put it on my little rack, and then it's been sitting there for probably a couple months. So I don't know how many uses it had on it, but I just threw it in there. I wanted to kind of feel where it was at, and if it was bad, I'd toss it. I'd say it feels alright, but quite honestly, I think I'm gonna toss it anyways. It doesn't feel perfect. So, I think I'm gonna toss it anyways. Just feels kind of, you know, not all. Doesn't feel super smooth. And that might just be from leaving it out so long. Or that might be because I used it a ton of times and threw it in my razor to use one more. You never know. I don't mark my blades. I don't mark their little packaging and then put them back in it. I just kind of throw it on my rack and kind of pick which one I want to use if I have multiple out. But looks like we got a good shave regardless. Pretty comfortable, smooth shave. I have looked at, was it Richter Customs? Richter? And he makes like kind of razor stands, and sometimes he makes razor and brush combo stands. And I have looked into those before. My our house and kind of like even my bathroom is more clean and modern. A lot of white, light gray, shit like that. It looks nice, but it's fairly simplistic. And he has these real nice kind of like wooden, he does, I'm pretty sure, almost entirely wooden razor and brush stands. And I like them, but I kind of feel like it'll stick out like a sore thumb compared to the rest of the bathroom aesthetic. So I'm kind of conflicted whether to commission one or not. But I do need something. One way or another, I need something. Because I have this nice brush and razor display over here. But I have a lot more razors that are just kind of underneath the sink in storage. And it would be kind of nice if I had something to put them out on and free up that under the sink space, which is kind of the driving motive behind getting them out onto the walls on displays, is to free up some sink space. I have the smaller of the two bathrooms. I kind of made the argument immediately. I'll take the smaller bathroom in the house if it can be my bathroom, and then you can have the larger one, and that'll be your bathroom. And of course, the wife jumped all over that deal. So now I don't, have to worry about her shit all over the place. She doesn't have to worry about my shit all over the place. But I do have to worry about storage solutions, which is why I always call for smaller soap pucks. And I also kind of have to get creative with where I'm going to put things, just because I'm limited on space. Alright, looks like Summer Breaks is trying to... I'm going to have to charge Summer Break soaps rent because they are just holding out inside the beard. So what I'm going to do instead is get this post-shave on. We'll do a little recap, and then I'll cut the camera off and get that fucking refugee out of there. I have to charge them rent for trying to be a freeloader in my beard. Oh yeah, Asian Plum. This is a different kind of fruity scent. Has that kind of warm tobacco vibe. That nice pungent plum. And it's just a fantastic scent. It was kind of like an instant classic with A&E. I know some people kind of moved on to Asian Pear, but I think they're pretty neck and neck. If anything, Asian Pear might just take it by a little bit in my own personal scale, but they're both fucking fantastic. Alright, so let's see. Let me grab my little sample here. Summer Break Soaps Teacher's Pet sample, and the little kind of drug dealing packaging that Wes sent it in. Thanks, Wes. I really appreciate you sending those along for me. You've turned me on to Summer Break soaps and how great they are. I'm actually, I'll probably finna pick up that Cannonball coming up, I think this week. I think on the 10th. So, check out Cannonball, dude. Summer Break soaps is good shit. And Teacher's Pet is good shit. So, I got my Lancaster bowl. That always helps me create a decent lather. I got my Sawdust Creation Studios brush right there in the Plum Crazy colorway with the Paragon Boar on top. Paragon shaving. The Rex Envoy. Just a great looking razor. Handsome razor. Stout, solid machining. Blade always lines up perfect. There's just nothing to complain about the razor, except for the packaging it came in. And then, of course, A&E, Asian Plum, instant classic. Love the artwork, love the bottle, love the scent and performance. So, I think that's it, guys. We had ourselves one hell of a shave. Relatively quick one, too. But, cheers, and have a good work week coming up.